And a growing tide of sanctions against Russia as the crisis in Ukraine escalates. Japan and Australia have joined other countries in imposing restrictions, while South Korea is in talks with the West. Now, among those leading the way with sanctions is the United Kingdom. Foreign Secretary Liz Truss has defended the latest moves against Russia, insisting they will inflict pain on President Vladimir Putin and his allies. She also says the UK and other countries stand prepared to step up measures in the event of a full-scale invasion.
It's important that we retain some sanctions in the locker to respond to a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, because we are doing all we can to deter Vladimir Putin, to inflict as much pain as we can on the Russian government, to make it clear to the people of Russia that their government is violating international law, is violating sovereignty, so that we need to keep those sanctions in the locker for that, I'm afraid, very likely event.
Ollie Barrett joins us now with more. Ollie, first round of sanctions from the UK. What other measures can we expect should things get worse?
Well, we may even see some measures before things get worse. UK officials are making it very clear that they may well level more sanctions against Russia, even if there isn't any further escalation from the situation we find ourselves in at the moment. But on the list of possible escalations when it comes to sanctions measures from the UK, the Foreign Secretary and the Prime Minister and other UK officials are making it very clear indeed. There are more individuals that they could sanction at a moment's notice in Russia. There are more financial institutions and companies and parts of the Russian economy that could also face sanctions from the UK at a moment's notice. Boris Johnson's just been speaking in the House of Commons and has also said that the UK plans to make it harder for Russian entities to raise funds on capital markets here in London. Two, legislation was passed overnight UK time, which now really allows the UK to move forward with sanctions in a broader way than has ever been possible before. What that means is that Russian individuals and entities and financial institutions can actually be sanctioned from now on, even if they have no direct involvement in what is unfolding inside Ukraine. So they don't need to be involved in any way in the annexation process of Crimea or indeed in the self-declared republics in the eastern part of Ukraine as well, which have been recognised by Russia. The UK can now decide at a moment's notice, really, to level sanctions in any way against Russian individuals and organisations and companies if it believes that that will hurt the Russian economy and send the right message to Vladimir Putin that London feels needs to be sent.
Well, at the same time, Prime Minister Boris Johnson, he's announced more support for Ukraine. What else is he prepared to do?
More financial support being confirmed by the UK today. Part of that is in the form of loans guaranteed by UK funding. We also heard from Boris Johnson just moments ago in his weekly Prime Minister's Questions session in the House of Commons in Westminster that the UK will be sending further support to the Ukrainian military. And he says that will be in the form of lethal weapons, but defensive weapons to be provided to the Ukrainian military, but also non-lethal support, he says, to the Ukrainian military will be forthcoming too. More of it than has already been provided by the UK. The detail of that we await, but Boris Johnson making it very clear that the support that is coming from London will not just be in the form of sanctions going against Russia and its economy and its government and its Vladimir Putin administration, but it will also be looking at further support for Ukraine and for Ukraine's military.
Ollie Barrett speaking to us in London. Thank you.